Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Management Studies, SOMS, Certificate in NGO Management, CNM, BMS 00 to Management Functions. Block 4 Resource Mobilization. Unit 11 Proposal Development. 11.1 Introduction B. P tilde proposal writing and submission to prospective donors is an important action of NGOs as they are dependent on donors and foundations to carry out their vision. As arranging and organizing finance is important for implementation of any project, considerable time and planning is required to prepare an appropriate proposal. This unit discusses the various factors that needs to be considered before and after preparation of the project proposal. The budget assessment is also accorded importance in the preparation of project proposal. A specimen project proposal is given as a model and is not exhaustive. Getting the proposal written or getting the structured format filling up requires careful planning. Once the groundwork has been completed and complete data is collected, then proposal writing can commence. The key decision to be made at this stage is structured formats. This exercise is overlooked. Sometimes, the structure is determined by the nature of the project as well as by the funding agency's requirements. Tilde perusal of the different formats. Application forms, project design outlines and grant application guidelines. It is possible to get some common elements. Above all, feel pride in being part of the organization. If you believe in one organization, this will come through in the proposal. Before considering developing a proposal, you will need to ascertain the following. To whom you are going to address the proposal? What are their priorities and policies? The details as to their contact points. What are their procedures as to assessment of the project proposal? What are the conditions for sanctioning the grants? A complete but concise report on the project which is proposed for fund raising. A complete but concise report on your organization. The form and the timing of the application. 11.2 Checklist for preparing a project. Proposal. I. The proposal should contain all details which may be required by a donor agency. 2. The document should be comprehensive but brief and not bulky. 3. The introduction of the proposal should contain the essence of the proposal. 4. Make it a point to furnish statistics as appendix. 5. Avoid use of uncommon abbreviations and unexplained short forms. 6. As far as possible, give latest data. 7. Wherever required, attach copies of relevant documents. 8. 1. Use a standard size paper. 9. The proposal document needs to be folded neatly and stapled at the appropriate place. 10. Never furnish false and inaccurate information. 11.3 Basic factors for consideration. Application forms. You should find out from the donor whether the application needs to be submitted in any standard format or if there is an application form that you could use. When completing an application form, make sure that you read the guidance to applicants extremely carefully, noting the key points so that you answer all the questions fully and carefully. It may be a good idea to approach a few donors who are interested in your proposed activity. But make sure you make it personal. The simplest way of doing this is by having a standard proposal, which provides all the information that is needed about the project or program, and accompanied by a short covering letter. This will explain the donor why you are approaching them, why they should support you, and how much you would like them to give? When approaching major donors, make sure you are familiar with their priorities and interests. Flexible approach, depending upon the status and size of the donor, the contents of the proposal may vary. For example, the large donors will be interested in a great deal of detail, whereas for smaller donors may not require voluminous proposal. In the case of smaller donors, it is better the proposal is short and brief. Optimum usage, it is always better to spend considerable length of time, efforts, resources in preparation of project proposal where you have planned to raise larger grants. Your preliminary expenses need to be kept at minimum in case of smaller grants. Vision and research, all your writings should reflect the vision that you have conceived and passion about it. The prospective donor must clearly see your vision in clear terms. It is better for you to create a strong visual. Ich will express it all. For example, the World Vision NGO appeal for funds carries a small story with the photograph of the child, which says all about Relzer Vision admission. It is better to come out with some exciting literature before launching HD raising or even at the stage of proposal writing. It is better for the NGO to undertake some research in the field in which they are interested in development work. 11.4 Project Proposal Guide. When attempting to write a project proposal, the fundraiser should consider including the following information. Complete information. A. Furnish complete information such as postal address, phone, fax, email, etc., for others to communicate with you. B. Executive responsible. Include the name and title of the person in your organization who is responsible for the activity and with whom the donors would liaise. C. Project name. Give a name under which the project will be identified. E. Introducing your organization. I. In this column, give a brief account of your organizational details. Give a brief account of your organization since in section and also important. Milestones achieved. You can also clarify how your organization is. Lay to carry this particular project. The technical or other expertise. Your organization poses can also be highlighted. You may want to back this up with more detailed information in an accompanying leaflet or a write-up. 2. For applications to major donors, you might provide the following. Curriculum vitae of the key organizers and others involved, where you have 3 well-connected committee or patrons and a list of their names. Evidence of some important organizations with whom your organization is involved, etc. F. Why is the project needed? What is the problem or the need that is to be met? You should consider the scale of the need, whether things are getting better or worse. If the problem itself is not widely recognized, references to other respected reports or endorsements by prominent people will help, along with facts and figures from your own or other people's research. Were there any particular geographic or socio-economic factors that make it important to do something in the area and with the people you plan to work with? Many donors like to support projects that work with the poorest and the most disadvantaged, and they do not want their work to duplicate what is already being done. Can you provide the facts to show this? G. Country context. N01Y. M. The existing situation of the country as it directly relates to the PLOGCLT and explain the rationale for deciding on this project. For example, Are there situations or other organizations in the country which will help? 01. Inhibit the intended project? If already involved in the same or similar project. S. Explain the connection. What factors will enable this project to be effective? H. Need analysis. At the heart of your proposal, you will describe the aims of your project. Articulate how you will achieve them. You should include as much detail as is necessary for a person who is not knowledgeable in your area. What are the aims of your project? What working methods will be used to meet these aims? You will need to describe these in much more detail in an application for a large project. What are your short and long-term operational plans? What is the program of work that you are planning? Will you have the support of the local community, and how will they be involved? 3. Will you be collaborating with other organizations which will bring in additional skills and resources? Will you be able to mobilize the efforts and energies of volunteers? And how much value will this add to the work being done? How will you be dealing with some of the key issues that concern them? Things such as gender, participatory techniques, capacity building of the local community, rights and advocacy work, etc. This is relevant usually only when applying to major donors. If the work is innovative, what plans do you have for dissemination? And is it possible that your success will influence how others address the problem? Who will the project benefit? Give the geographical location of the project. The proposal must be very clear as to where the project is going to come up. It should also give brief details about the place and its inhabitants. The details as to who is the target group the project is going to address or the cause of whom the project is going to address needs to be explained clearly. J. What will the project accomplish? The project proposal must be very clear as to what the project will achieve after implementation. For example, in the case of Hiviate's project proposal, should contain details such as how many affected persons are going to be served, how many doctors as going to be appointed, how many persons the awareness program is going to reach, what is the quantum of investment in fixed assets, etc. Outcomes. These are the consequences or results related to the project objectives, e.g. improved access to health services in 25 rural slums for villagers, particularly women and children, strengthen capacity of community health volunteers through training, etc. Outputs. There are the most immediate, visible, concrete and tangible consequences or results of project inputs and activities, e.g. functioning health center, community health volunteers and mobile clinic treating 200 persons per day, 27 community health volunteers trained per year, 5,000 children immunized per year, 2,700 villagers attending community health sessions per year. Indicators. A quantitative or qualitative measurement showing the change over the time of the project must be given for the 3 results of impact, outcomes and outputs. Time frame. It is recognized that new projects need flexibility in terms of the implementation and completion schedule. Nevertheless, a realistic estimate of start date and completion date, where applicable, would be given. Critical conditions. 1. What are the critical success risk factors for positive project results? What analysis has been done that suggests that the risks may be overcome or that the potential results merit the investment by the donor? K. What about sustainability? One, most donors are concerned about sustainability. They want to know what will happen when the grant comes to an end. Will the project be able to continue on a self-sustainable basis? Or will you be able to identify and develop alternative sources of funding to support it? Or will the project come to a natural end? Donors like to see their support as an investment which will continue to bring benefit into the future. They don't want to feel that they are locked into supporting you forever. They want you to think about the future, even if you cannot develop any firm plans at present. 1. How will the project be implemented? Policies and procedures. Give a brief description about your organizations. Policies and procedures that will be adopted to implement the project. Structure. Describe the responsibilities of the organization for project implementation, oversight, monitoring, and evaluation, including the one participation of the target constituencies in the process. 1. Describe the monitoring process that will be employed, including reporting arrangements that will be made available to donor country. What indicators will be used to show the project is making a difference? At what frequency will they be evaluated? Indicators may be qualitative as well as quantitative. 11.5 Budget. What if contributions will be indefinite and the likelihood that foreign assistance can be phased out over time? You will try to ND out the size of grant that the particular donor usually makes during your preliminary research. Some donors will provide you with a list of grants they have made over the year, or you can ask them what range of giants they normally make, whether they make one-off grants or give regular support over a certain number of years, and the size of grant that you might apply for. You may realize that they are giving less than the total you need to raise. In such a case, you will need to approach more than one donor, asking each to contribute a part of the total. There are several approaches to this. A. The total sum is shared between a number of donors. You can approach, say, 3 different sources and ask each to contribute 1/3 of the total, or an appropriate proportion, depending on their size. B. Each donor is asked to support a particular aspect of your work. You can break down the project into separate components. Each of these might become the subject of an application to a particular donor, and you would provide a separate budget for that item. In each application, you would highlight the particular importance of what you are asking that donor to support as well as the value of the project as a whole. Then there is the question of strategy. Do you approach all your prospective donors at the same time? Or do you approach one of them first, hoping to gain their support before approaching the others? This is something only you can decide. If you have a donor with whom you have worked closely in the past and who is prepared to make a commitment to support the project, then that fact might encourage others. On the other hand, if you have to wait to get a commitment from one donor before approaching others, then that can delay the funding process. Whatever you decide, it is important to have a funding plan and to explain to everyone you approach how you propose to raise all the money you need. Let us see what are the components of a budget. A budget will contain the following items. 1. Capital items. The fixed assets items like land and buildings, machineries, equipments that will be purchased out of the proposed grants needs to be assessed and to be included in the budget. 2. Current assets details. Current assets such as computers and office equipments. Vehicles can be included in this category. 3. Current expenses. A list of current expenses such as salaries, wages, electricity and water, traveling expenses, raw materials, etc., individually needs to be projected and to be included in the budget. 4. Income generated internally for the project. Income generated internally by the organization may be shown as the contribution from the NGO for the project, which can be deducted from the total budget. The budget may vary according to the need and requirement of the project. 11.6 Reasons for sending proposal to a donor. It's always a good idea to try to relate your proposal to their interests and priorities to show how well it fits in with these and how it provides an opportunity to take forward their own agenda or program. When approaching companies, an additional factor to consider is what you can offer in return to the company. For most companies, this will be an important consideration, and for any sponsorship proposal, it is crucial. Things which are low be considered are as follows. A. Ways in which you can publicize the company's support in your annual reports, newsletters, the local press, etc., and the number of people that will become aware of the company's support. B. For a sponsorship, ways in which you can get publicity for the company's products or services. C. The interest and involvement of the company's own employees in your organization as fundraisers or volunteers. Many companies like to support what their employees are involved with. D. The proximity of your organization to any major location or factory of the company, as the company will be happy if it is seen as being socially responsible and a good citizen among the community it operates with. 11. Proposal writing. By now we know what all is required for developing a proposal. Let us now try to understand as to how a proposal is written. A. General guidance. Efficient and effective management of grants is also a critical part of good planning. First, feel pride in being part of the organization. If you believe in your organization, this will come through in the proposal. Ensure to organize your thoughts to bring the complete picture of the project in the project proposal. Use it also to make sure the idea you have in mind. In those cases where you have to prepare a full proposal in the funder's format, use your proposal format to organize your facts and figures before writing them out in the funder's format. In those cases where you write inquiry letters and fill out applications, you will only have one chance to summarize your full proposal. You will do a much better job if you summarize from a written proposal than if you try to do this from the top of your head. The following is a list of helpful tips in writing your proposal. Plan ahead. Allow plenty of time for those involved to meet, discuss, and review progress in the grant writing process. Also, allow enough time to get the required signatures and to get the proposal to the funder. Make it a team effort. Assign specific roles and responsibilities to people in terms of developing the proposal. But remember, if you ask your budget person to develop the budget, they need the design first. You cannot budget that which you don't understand, let alone what doesn't exist. Be realistic in what you are proposing. What can reasonably be accomplished in the scope, time, and resources of this grant? Be a learning organization. Learn from your own and others' experiences with the same donor. Read the reviews of other proposals that have been submitted to the same donor if possible. Proposal development. Demonstrate partnerships. Give evidence to the donor to show that you are associated with reputed organizations who are in the field. Be factual and specific. Don't talk in generalities or in emotional terms. Be sure to substantiate all statements in your proposal, otherwise, don't make them. Limit technical and organizational jargon. Use language anyone will understand, no abbreviations, initials, or jargon. Don't assume the reader will understand your acronyms or abbreviations, and also make sure to include an acronyms page. Call the donor if you have questions. Realize that many others will be calling as well, and don't wait until the last minute. When you call, be organized, be clear on what you need to know and how to ask for it. Call the staff yourself. Consider collaborating with other organizations at a minimum level. Find out what other proposals are being submitted to the same donor at the same time. Clarify partners' roles and responsibilities when collaborating with partners. Be sure you have determined who will be responsible for what. Read the guidelines carefully. Make your proposal fit for the funding requirements. Don't ask for things that are outside of the intent of the grant. Measure twice, cut once, go over the proposal developed twice, and make sure that each item is addressed. Clear format. Choose a format that is clear and easy to read. Readers are overloaded with proposals and appreciate legible, attractive proposals. Make sure tables are legible and easy to figure out. Keep within page limits. Stick to the specified number of pages. Extra pages or attachments may either be removed before the proposal is read or may disqualify your entire proposal from the reading process. Originals and copies. Make sure you include the requested number of copies of your proposal. Keep both an electronic and hard copy backup of the final proposal that was submitted in a central and accessible location. Be aware of donor priorities. Carefully match your project with an appropriate funding source. The primary difference between successful grant writing and inefficient proposal submission is the amount of time invested in the strategic identification of appropriate funders. B. Putting the proposal together. One happy smiley. It is better to have separate project director for each project. He will be responsible for assigning the different sections, receiving the finished sections, and putting together the final version. Too often we hurriedly try to put a proposal together at the last minute, slapping sections together with no system of coordination or main point of contact. 2. The project director should have regularly scheduled meetings to assess the proposal's progress and determine any problems. 3. Establish a timeline for the proposal process at the outset and send it to all participants. Discuss it in the first proposal meeting. Set interim deadlines. This will help combat the last-minute rush. 4. Begin working with the finance and contract people immediately rather than waiting until the proposal body is finished. 5. Ensure that all sections are written in a consistent format. 6. If you use the formatted headings in Windows, it is then very easy to do the table of contents automatically. 7. If you want to include a complicated illustration or chart, get someone who is knowledgeable about layout and graphics to help you. Make sure you can still modify the text or the information. There is nothing more frustrating than a great diagram that needs to be redrawn from scratch, with every design modification in the text. 8. Break the proposal up into small and simple subsections, especially if More than one person will be writing. Give each subsection headings and subheadings and stick to this outline. Using subheadings liberally will not only help you organize your material but will also guide reviewers through your perhaps not altogether flawlessly organized narrative. 9. Be sure to compare your budget and your text to ensure that for every cost figure a corresponding activity is mentioned and justified in the text. See some language suggestions. 1. Use active verbs and verb forms. The distribution of the food was achieved by the National Society is much weaker than the National Society distributed the food. The meaning of passive sentence structures sometimes is harder to grasp quickly. Strong subjects and verbs lead to shorter, clearer sentences. 2. Remember to call out acronyms the first time they are used. Never assume the reader knows what a particular acronym means. 3. Do not, for the sake of saving time, skip using an editor. Schedule this step in the beginning timeline. 4. Length. There is a lot of information you could put in. If you put it all in your application, it would be too long for many funders. If you are looking for a very substantial grant, then a very long application may be appropriate. For less complicated and smaller proposals, keep the length to a minimum. 5. Facts and figures. It is important to back up your claims about the extent of the need and the effectiveness of your methods with facts and figures rather than talk in generalities. Proposal development. 11.8 Do's and don'ts of a project proposal. There are some do's and don'ts for writing a proposal. These are: 1. Do address your appeal to the right person, with name and job title correctly spelt. 2. Do tailor your appeal to the interests and concerns of the recipient. 3. Do include a clear statement of your organization's objectives and work. 4. Do state clearly the purpose for which the funds are needed and the amount required. 5. Do break a large appeal into manageable, realistic amounts for different donors. 6. Do include your latest annual accounts. 7. Do offer to go and see the prospective donor and follow up with a letter within a week. 8. Do make full use of any contacts you have that might be prepared to introduce you to the donor. 9. Do keep it brief. 1. Don't make your appeal letter look mass-produced. 2. Don't include irrelevant information or large quantities of printed material. 1. 3. Don't get angry at a refusal. Nobody can support every request. 4. Don't be put off by a refusal. Try again next year. 5. Don't feel obliged to offer expensive hospitality to a prospective donor. 6. Don't give too little time for the response. It could take months for a decision to be made. 11.9 Improving writing skills. Many people are unable to write in a lively and interesting way. This requires skills which you can usually learn and improve through practice. Here are some worked examples to show how you can improve the quality of your writing and the impact of your proposal. Illustration 1. The question as to whether the organization has been fully transparent and accountable in its use of resources has yet to be addressed by the management committee. But the matter is being given some priority at the present time. Improved version. We make every effort to use our resources effectively and to keep donors informed about our work. Comment. The words transparent and accountable are jargon. Explain what you mean simply and use the first person, we, not the third person, the organization. This last point applies also to most of the following examples. Illustration 2. On numerous occasions, the organization has met with government officials to seek a resolution to the problems. But each time it was felt that progress had bear one named, it proved impossible to extract from government officials any realistic timetable for the implementation of what the organization thought had been agreed to, with the consequence that absolutely no progress has been made on this score, and the problem seems set to continue for the indefinite future. Improved version. We have had many meetings with government where we felt we had reached an agreement on what needed to be done and a timetable for dealing with the problem. But we have had no success in getting government officials to implement what they had agreed to. Unless we find a way around this, the problem seems set to continue. Comment. Think about what you actually want to say. Then say it. Illustration 3. A large number of meetings were organized in project villages where the participants interacted on women's awareness, identification of women's problems, their potentiality and participation in village development, the dowry evil, and oppression in family as well as in society, income generation, initiative, and economic self-reliance. Improved version. We have organized a large number of meetings for women in the villages where we have sought to increase their awareness of problems in their lives and possible solutions, encourage their participation in village development, discuss the issues of dowry, violence, and other factors that oppress them, develop ideas for income generation activities that will lead to greater economic self-reliance. Comment. Use bullet point. This makes things clearer. While writing it is important that the things are precise and the messages relayed in a proper manner. 1.11 Summary. This unit tries to discuss the intricacies involved in developing a proposal and how to write a proposal. It is important for NGOs to develop a proper proposal, as it forms the backbone of raising the funds discussed in subsequent unit. Therefore, this unit familiarizes you with the nitty-grittiest of developing a proper proposal and writing it in a proper format. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next